I'm going to take you through a full bodyweight exercise flow that's going to protect your back when you're lifting, competing, or when you need to catch your kid because they surprise leap off the kitchen counter. Building control and strength as the spine moves is our goal. And because bodyweight is different than a loaded bar, neutral versus flexion is moot here. Perform a couple rounds of this flow 2 to 3 times a week. Our first move today is a hollow body hold. We got a huge tutorial on that, so be sure to check that out here. First off, we're going to start by bringing our head up off the floor, tuck our chin to our chest. You're going to bring your legs up since your legs are at a 90-degree angle, making sure that your lower back is in contact with the floor. Start off with your hands pushing towards the ceiling. You can gradually work on extending your legs. Just make sure that your back is in contact with the floor the entire time. All right, we're now in the prone position and we're going to perform prone swimmers. Start off with your chin on the ground and your arms extended to the front. Key thing here is make sure that you don't arch your back. Really, that's it. And the way to keep you from arching your back is to focus on the toes first and just point your toes. Your feet are floating now. Now extend your legs a little further and you'll see that your knees are floating slightly off the ground. That's it. Next order of business is simply just pulling your chin off the ground slightly. Remember, we don't want to arch. Now this is the start of the movement, and all you're going to do is start with your hands in front and track your fingers out to the side, bring them to your waist, flip your hands over and then track your thumbs up your back, then back down your back, fingers to the floor again. You're going to bring them to the front. And just repeat this motion. These are the prone swimmers. All right, we're going to stay in the prone position and we're going to perform a cobra pose. First off, just start with your arms next to you so that your thumbs are about at shoulder height. And just focus on pushing your chest forward as you push away from the ground. You can gradually work on bringing the hands closer in under you, bringing the chest up, driving the hips into the floor. And then even if you want to, work on pushing into the floor, extending even more to the point where you can even extend your arms so that they're straight. Next up, we're going to pretend we're a dog and shake it. We're going to perform quadruped wag tail. Simply bring your hands to the floor about shoulder width apart, shoulders over your hands, index finger facing forward. But if you're having trouble with your wrist, of course you can turn your hands out to the side. It's just going to help to take a little bit of the pressure off of your wrist. Main thing with this is that we're going to bring our knees together. We're simply going to take our feet side to side as if we're a dog wagging our tail. Now, as you get comfortable with this, start to look and see if you can see your toes. This is where our range of motion is going to start increasing the more that we use this movement. Nice and slow, no reason to go fast at all. All right, we're gonna open things up now. We're gonna start in that same position we were in when we were performing the wag tail, but this time we're gonna have our knees open. What we're gonna do with this one is actually rotate our body. And when we're doing this, we're just gonna take our hand and place it on our back. We're gonna focus on pulling the shoulder back and looking up at the ceiling. Now you might find that you can't do this, and hey, it's totally cool, don't worry about it. All I would like for you to focus on is bringing that shoulder back and pulling your chest forward. So it's as if you're opening up this way, almost in a circle, rather than pushing back. All right, we're going to continue in the quadruped position. Remember, if you are having trouble with your wrists, you can always turn them out to the side. It's going to help you with that. And what we're going to do is perform quadruped spinal circles. I'm pushing down and away from the ground. My elbow pits are rotated forward, so they're facing forward. This is going to allow me to keep my arms locked out. This time I'm going to go this way. And what I'm doing is thinking of taking my lat and pushing it out that way as much as possible, and then dropping my chest towards the floor. Notice that my arm is still straight when I'm performing this. I go to the opposite side, pushing away now with this arm in order to get into this nice arched position. Then I continue pushing with the lat to the side, dropping in, rotating to the side, and continuing to complete this spinal circle. Next up, we have a forward fold. Bend your knees just slightly. You're going to lead with the chest by pulling the chest forward. And from here, hinge the hips, going down, down. Notice I'm not even extending my hands at all. I'm just going into this in range where I can go. My legs are bent here. The focus is on pushing my butt back as I'm doing this. As I stand up, the focus is on pulling the hips forward. And then once again, pushing the butt back. I have a soft knee, chest is up, hands lightly on my thighs if you want. No need to go and try and bounce into this at all, okay? Hang out here in the in range, and then I'm going to return to that standing position by focusing on pulling my shoulders back, bringing my butt forward in order to help me to get out of that forward fold. All right, single leg deadlift. Now for this one, kind of similar to the forward fold in that we are hinging going forward, but in this time around, we're gonna be on one leg. Now for this time, we're gonna use the opposite hand. We're gonna reach towards my toes. Notice that the leg is not completely locked out. Still, I have a soft knee, and I'm reaching down. And I come out of it. And I'm gonna switch, soft knee. Chest is forward as I reach. You might only be able to go this far. Totally cool, okay? If you want to, and you can, and you do have that range of motion, feel free to go a little further. And you're just gonna switch up by going side to side here. I'm leading with my chest as I go forward. You could even bring your leg up further and back if you wanted to. Hey, work at your own level. All right, there's gonna be people who are gonna look at this and go like, hey, you're doing that wrong. You're going to die. Hey, it's cool. You'll be okay. Work at your own pace. What I'm going to do here is actually round my back, and as I sit down and go into my squat, keep it rounded, letting my hands come to the floor, and then I go into this squat as deeply as I possibly can. I can stand up out of it slowly, dragging my hands, rounding the back, pressing down and through with my feet as I stand up out of it. All right, let's put it all together into our little flow. We're going to start off with our hollow body hold. Remember, we're working at our own pace and a level that's good for us. And so you can go from here, you can go from here, that's fine. From here, we're just going to hold this. We're going to hold this for maybe about 10 seconds, upwards of 10 seconds. And from here, we're going to rotate so that we're in the prone position. If you're here, you can just simply pull everything in and then go into the prone position. Or, of course, if you are in the full hollow body hold, it's going to be easier. You just rotate to the side here. Now we're in this position so that we can now get into our prone swimmers. And so when you're working on the prone swimmers, we go toes, knees. But as you're coming into it from a hollow body hold, just keep your feet up off the ground. Fingers are on the ground here, out to the side, up to the back. They come forward. From here, I'm going to pull my hands in close. I'm going to go up into this cobra pose. Remember, working at a level that's good for you. Hang out here for just a second. Now from here, what I'm going to do is, if you're able to go ahead and straighten your arms, you can pop up into this next position. Or if you have trouble with that, you're in this cobra position, simply push your butt back and walk your hands back. From here, we're going to go directly into wag tail so that our knees are together. We're going to go both sides twice. Open the knees. Hand comes to the back. Open for that rotation. One, holding it. Come out of it. We're going to go two for these. Hand comes down opposite side. One, two. Right into our spinal circles. We're going to go one, two. Opposite direction, one, two. Now from here, you can jump right into the squat with your feet together, or close together, pardon me, for the forward fold, or you can simply go into a lunge position, stand up out of it, feet relatively close, so they're not shoulder width apart, but just a little closer. Soft bend at the knee, chest is up, going forward, pushing the butt back. We go into the forward fold. We can hold it here. I'm just going to hold it for maybe 5 seconds. I'm going to pull out of this by pulling my shoulders back, driving the hips forward. I'm going to go right into the single leg deadlift. I'm going to go one on the opposite side. I'm going to do it again here. I'm going to bring my feet a little further apart so that I can do the folding squat. Down. I'm going to hang out here. You can move your hips a little bit, move your legs a little bit if you want. And then what you can do is go directly into start the flow again, sitting back to the floor, extending the body. You can continue. Swimmers. Cobra. Bringing yourself in to wagtail. Open up. 1, 2. 1, 2. Spinal circles. Single leg deadlift. One more time. Finally, into my squat. I'm just going to turn this way so you can see this position. Hanging out here. And that's our little flow. Go to our site, gnb.io, for more in-depth resources on keeping your back strong and pain-free.